top exercises for each body part. So I'm gonna start with calves. I think your basic standing calf raise would be ideal for me. That seemed to be the meat and potato exercise. Quads, definitely for quads, the squat would be the ultimate exercise to build bigger legs, extremely heavy of course. Hamstrings, I would say stiff-legged deadlifts. Anything you're gonna stretch those fibers and allow blood flow, I think that is the ultimate hamstring exercises, whether it's with dumbbells or barbells. Back movement, your pull-ups, that's gonna give you that V taper. Everyone wants to have that V taper. Wide grip pull-ups, you know, you can just use your body weight. You can do those pretty much anywhere. I mean, that's the first exercise you probably learn. Shoulders, I would say definitely the shoulder press, whether it's dumbbell, barbell, machine, Smith machine, chest training, your basic bench press. Although I don't really dictate a lot of barbell movements, I would focus on dumbbell movements for sure. For chest, arm training, biceps, definitely your standard barbell curl, whether it's a cambered bar, straight bar, that exercise is going to build the arms the most. Triceps, I would say dips. I mean, look at these guys in the Olympics that have the crazy triceps when they work on the rings, right? I think the dip, you know, being lockout movement for the tricep, that's really ideal. Forearms, I would definitely say wrist curls, whether it's on a bench or that's gonna help build your forearms a little more. You're always gonna have big biceps, but you gotta have the forearms to match. Ab training, I would say hanging leg raises, that's gonna be the ultimate exercise. It's probably the hardest, that's why people avoid doing it. But hanging leg raise is gonna hit the core a lot deeper, help you develop the ab wall. My rest time in between sets is 45 to 60 seconds. Now why? I like to rest a little shorter because it gives you more intensity in the workout. That's gonna give you more time to just basically change your weight and get back in. You need to keep your head in the weight. So I think when you have a longer break, you tend to get distracted. Pump factor. The intensity is important, but the shorter rest breaks, especially with the repetition range that I use, which is 8 to 12 repetitions, you're going to sustain a better pump with those shorter rest periods. You're not going to lose that concentration. The blood flow is going. Muscle glycogen is important. That rest period in between those sets. I like to go in. I like to stay leaner, so the rest periods tend to be a little shorter. I am a bodybuilder. I'm not a power trainer. I don't care about how much weight I push for the most intense and the most productive workouts. So how long and how often should someone be working out? For me, I was in the gym at least 5 days a week. Those 5 days, I usually split body parts. I never suggest being in the gym more than an hour at a time for a body part. Quite honestly, I could train a body part between 30 and 40 minutes. With my rest periods of 45 to 60 seconds, I don't think you need a ton of time in there. If you want to break it up and you want to do 2 body parts, you want to train twice a day, but definitely group your body parts. Remember, the muscle needs 72 hours in between before you work it again. So if you're going to do chest training, you need to give that chest workout 72 hours before you do that chest workout again. Ideally, we group body parts. I trained on all different schedules, whether it was 2 on, 1 off, 3 on, 1 off. Some people train 5 days in a row, but I would always suggest having 1 or 2 days off during the week, at least 1 day. A lot of people might train 6 days a week. I trained 5. I became the best in the world doing what I did, winning Mr. Olympia titles, training on a 5-day-a-week schedule. I never exceeded an hour of time at the gym for each workout. I suggest you do the same. Supersets is not something that I ever got into, and the reason being is I was a high volume trainer, so I focused on doing at least 20 sets per body part. And when you train with that much volume, it's really hard to put back-to-back sets in there. Not to say that you can't mix it up once in a while, but to be honest, I never really got into it as much because I train solo. I think it's a little harder to do supersets without a training partner or someone there to really kind of push you through. For me, it wasn't something that I fell into, but it's definitely a good way to mix up your training, especially if you're trying to increase intensity. I would recommend trying it once in a while. I mean, it's all try and error. Just because I didn't do it doesn't mean it doesn't work. I just was a high volume trainer, so it just really didn't fit into my routine.